Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Hyundai i20, and it's a 1.2 Classic. This particular car is registered WJ61SDZ, and mileage at the start of the road test is 82,732 miles. The reason for doing all these videos is to ensure that if anyone's looking online, they get to see the car they're looking at actually in operation. And the reason, as always, that we feel it's important is because we've been to see cars which can look perfectly good in photographs and a description, but when you get there, drive it, it's got a fundamental issue which you'd clearly much rather have known about before setting off. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on these lovely quiet country roads. It's an absolutely beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. Hopefully then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car itself, as hopefully you'll know from the advert, the cars come into us as a part exchange because we predominantly sell Honda and Lexus cars, and the gentleman bought a Honda from us. He's kept it very well. The car starts instantly and the engine settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. I'll do the temperature gauge a little bit later in the video. The reason being is I like to, when I can, try and do the videos when the engines are cold, so I get to sort of show you when it's hot and cold, because problems can show up at different engine temperatures quite clearly. But the engine actually pulls really, really well. For a small capacity engine, it's not lacking. It's generally very quiet and smooth on the move. Basically it's ideal kind of town or first car for someone, or it's very, very good on fuel, quite obviously. But sounds very smooth and quiet in operation, as I said. Clutch on the car feels absolutely spot on. Bike point's good. Actuation's lovely and smooth, so all absolutely fine there. Gearbox likewise, 5-speed gearbox. All the gears engage absolutely perfectly. It feels really tight. There's no sort of slack and linkage at all. So that all feels absolutely spot on. It's quite a nice gauge engine to use actually, which not something I can say about every car. I'm hoping you're going to stop there, are you? Well done. So coming to the steering of the car, nicely weighted actually. Again, too many little cars, they tend to go for sort of over light steering. The track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations or at this speed, or certainly any speed up to the legal limit actually. But it feels really, really tight on the road. I think from memory, in fact I'm sure from memory, the gentleman was telling that some of the work he'd had done previously to part exchanging the car. I think I mentioned in the advert they had 4 brand new tyres fitted very recently, and I think they're all Michelin or Dunlop, something but a good brand basically. But he also had a new steering rack fitted as well, so obviously he spent good money on the car, but it feels it, because it feels absolutely as tight as a drum on the road. Steering's nice and accurate. It does exactly what it's meant to do. There's no pretending it's a sports car, because it certainly is not, but it's nice and confidence inspiring on the road, but it feels nice and secure as well. It makes the car feel very solid on the road. Chassis of the vehicle, what I'm looking for, and there's a horrible bump about to come up there. That's a horrid bump, but it's a good one for testing the cars, listening out for any kind of rattles or clonks coming from under the vehicle that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing at all. It feels, again, really, really tight. The chassis gives you a very comfortable ride. It's very smooth riding, but it's not one that gives up when it gets to the corners. It actually goes to the corners absolutely fine. Again, to pretend it's a sports car or sporty would be completely wrong. It's not. It's just does exactly what you want a car to do. It gets you from A to B comfortably and smoothly, and so its design criteria is quite clearly that. I'm just going to give the brakes a good old shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. But really nice, powerful brake pedal on the car, pulls the car up nice and quickly, and there's no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal either. It's coming to the interior of the car. It's not been cleaned yet. It's going to be given a quick clean, but it's in very nice condition actually in here, I have to say. Quite a modern feeling car inside. It's 10 years old, but it feels nice and modern in here, as I said, and also quite well built. There's no great creaks or rattles or anything at all actually. We hardly ever see a car and it's like Piccadilly Circus around here all of a sudden. But yeah, no, it feels nice and solid. You've got electric windows working in the front here, air conditioning which pumps out lovely cold air, so that's all functioning exactly as it should. Sort of just a nice, simple, easy radio to use. It's a get in and drive it car. It's not complicated. It's perfect. I like cars like this, so they're not kind of overdone. Dash in front is nice and simple. Rev counter, speedo, temperature and fuel gauges. Temperature running at just under half, which according to Google is exactly where it's meant to be, so that's all in fine order. As I said at the start of the video, it is brief. It is here literally just to show the car running, but for me to feedback on anything that kind of shows up while I'm driving the car, but also would show up while you were driving the car. There's nothing at all. It drives really, really nicely and very tight indeed. If you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate, do give us a call.